My name is Drew Embury, and I'm a partner here at P&L Technology. And my role is to help set the technical direction for our company and clients and to help you get the most out of your technology investment. So I'm really excited for this topic today. We have a record attendance, and looks like everybody stuck with us, which I appreciate. And that our attendance, I think, really speaks to the popularity and relevance of this topic. So here's how this overview of how this will work. This is a listen-only event, and it will be recorded. We know everyone is busy, and we'll commit to a 30-minute maximum timeline for this event. If you have questions, please use the chat function to send them in, and we will save time at the end to address as many as we can. Following the session, we will introduce some future topics we hope you will be interested in learning more about. You will be receiving an email as well that will contain a short survey that we hope you will have time to fill out, as it will assist us in making sure future sessions are more informative. This webinar is created for a broad audience with both novice and intermediate users of Microsoft Outlook in mind. So we will hope you find this session valuable and helpful for your business. So what are we going to cover today? Well, if you're like me, we spend a vast majority of your day working in Microsoft Outlook. So answering emails from customers, coworkers, vendors, and suppliers. Manage a lot of calendar requests, set up meetings, and manage a never-ending to-do list of tasks. So if we can show you some new tricks, features, or a new workflow that will save just 10 to 15 minutes a day or more, this will lower the hassle for you, and the webinar will be well worth it. So to benefit from this webinar, commit to taking at least one new item that you feel you can incorporate into your daily routine to either get more out of Microsoft Outlook or to save you some time. And if you can do more than one, even better. This webinar will focus on newer or newly released features or hidden features in Microsoft Outlook version 2010 that many of you may not know about. If you currently don't have version 2010, this is an upgrade that we found is well worth the investment. So see me afterwards if you need a competitive quote. So what exactly are we going to cover today? Well, we're going to cover how to get a handle on increasing email volume, show how to use the Quick Steps feature to automate certain tasks. We're going to examine using the Quick Parts feature to template email responses. And we're going to show you how to use the Outlook social connectors to manage your LinkedIn requests and deeper your relationships via LinkedIn. We're also going to show how to use search folders to quickly find emails. So now that we've covered what we're going to talk about, let's get started. I'm going to share my Microsoft Outlook with you. And everybody now should be seeing Microsoft Outlook. And just a reminder, if you're having trouble viewing the whole screen, there should be a full screen button there that you may want to push to be able to completely see everything. So let's jump right now into our first topic, and that is how to get a handle on increasing email volume. So we all get way too much email. And email is frequently used as a conversation where we send an email to somebody and they reply back to us, and then somebody else replies and we reply. And before we know it, we have 10 or 20 or more back and forth email messages clogging up our inbox. In addition, a lot of times the CC field can be overused, where we're copied on emails that we really don't need to be a part of, or after learning the gist of the email, we really don't need to be included in all the additional follow-up emails and all the additional follow-up replies that may come into our inbox. So there are two new features in Outlook 2010 that are designed to help with email overload, and that is threaded messaging or conversations and the ignore conversation feature. So let's look first at threaded messaging. So what threaded messaging does is it collapses all messages in the conversation into a single stream. So instead of looking at an inbox full of messages on a single topic, we see just a single message with the entire conversation rolled up into it. So this is a wonderful feature, as it helps you see other important messages that may be in your inbox rather than having those drowned out by a back and forth conversation. So let's look at an example of that. So here on my email, I've got this string of messages regarding, it says Cisco 1921. That's a particular piece of hardware we use. So basically what happened is I can hit the little down arrow here, and it will show me all of the messages that have been rolled up into that one conversation stream. So basically Aaron asked a message asking about a client that has one of these routers. Jason responded, I responded, Kyle responded, and then Aaron responded, thanks everyone. So then rather seeing 6 or 7 emails in my inbox, I've got the conversation feature rolled up, and I've got it rolled up into one item, which makes it much, much easier for me to find information in my inbox. So threaded messaging can be turned on and off. Some of the old schoolers out there still like it off, but almost everybody else I work with would not go back to using the old style email after using threaded messaging for a week or more. So to turn this on and off, what we need to do is go up here to the View button, and then you see this Show as Conversations checkbox here. As long as that's checked, the threaded messaging is turned on, and you'll have that feature in use. Now that we've looked at how to use threaded messaging, let's look at the Ignore Conversations feature. So this feature is very useful if you get a lot of email, or if you get email on something that you no longer need to receive replies on, or you get an email on something you're totally not interested in. So what you want to do is you want to use caution when you use this feature, because once you use the Ignore feature, any subsequent emails will not come into your inbox, but the people who are sending you those emails will not know that. So to use this feature, so let's say for example on this Cisco 1921 email string, I've determined I really don't need to be a part of that anymore. All I'll do is I'll come up here to the Home tab, and you see the Ignore feature. I'll click Ignore, and this will warn me this action will reply to all emails in the selected conversation. If I click OK, I will not see further replies on that message. However, even if you've deleted those messages, even if you've clicked the Ignore button, if you later determine that you do want to review something in that email string, the emails will be in your deleted items, so you can always go in there and review those later. So now that we've looked at a couple of features to get a handle on increasing email volume, let's look at automating some of our tasks using quick steps. So what are quick steps? Well, quick steps are shortcuts that run a common single or multiple step process on any item in Microsoft Outlook. So I think the best way to describe what quick steps are and how they work is just to jump right in and demonstrate. So I frequently send emails to one of my project teams. So what I've done is I've set up a quick step, as you can see up here, that says Team Email. By clicking that quick step, it opens up a new email, and it's got my team already populated in there. It's got a subject, and I've already kind of started the email. So then I can just type in the information I want in the email, click Send, and that email has been sent off to my team. Another way I use quick steps is to file an email away in a folder and mark it as read. So anytime our customer orders licensing, I get these licensing emails that have the license certificate, and the key codes and those types of things involved in it. So I have a folder set up in my inbox where I file those away. And what I did is I created a quick step where I've got received licenses here that automatically moves that email to that folder and files it away. So by simply clicking that, that email's been filed away from me, and I don't have to manually drag or take that over to the folder. So the real power in quick steps is creating your own. So let's cover that now. So let's say, for example, let's create a new quick step to create a task for us based on some of the text of the email. So this would be very useful if you get an email that prompts you for some long-term item that you really need to complete, but you don't want to leave the email in your inbox and clutter it up. So what we'll do is we'll click the New Quick Step feature here. We'll name the quick step. So we'll name it Create a Follow-Up Task. We'll choose the action that we want to do. So in this case, let's create a task with the text of the message. And then we'll also add another action then to delete the original email. So we can do that all in one step. So there you see File, Delete Email. So now we have a quick step with one click that's going to create a task for us and then delete the message. When we click Finish here, we'll notice up here in our quick steps, we now have the Create a Follow-Up Task quick step. So let's find another email here. Let's see. Let's use this one here from, we'll use one from my wife, telling us about the family weekend. So we'll click Create a Follow-Up Task. So now you see that it's copied all the information in her email, all the various things I need. It's created the task called Family Weekend. I can set dates and things if I want. Click Save and Close. You'll notice the email's automatically been deleted, and a task has been created over here for me. So with one click, I've created a follow-up for myself, and I've deleted the original email. It's very, very handy. So now that we've seen a few things that are available with quick steps, let's move on to another feature called auto text or email templates. So if you're like me, you probably find yourself sending very similar emails from time to time. So maybe a new prospect introduction email, or maybe it's an accounts receivable reminder email, or a project wrap-up email to a customer. Some of these emails can be very lengthy and have a lot of detailed technical information in them. So why not create a template for these emails and save some time? So to use this feature, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and click the New Email. And then we're just going to go to the Insert tab here, and then you see the Quick Parts link. So I already have one set up called Previous Provider Email. By clicking that, you'll see it templates in the setup, or templates in all of the text. This is an email we use when we sign up a new customer that needs to let their previous IT provider know what information they need. So I've got that templated here. I've got some X's, so I'll just kind of set that out. Acme Corp, provide IT services. I'd put the new to who I'm sending that to. I may type a subject and click Send. And all the detailed information is in there. I don't have to retype it. I don't have to copy and paste it. Very easy, and helps me reduce spelling or grammatical errors in my email. So if you wanted to create a new one of your own, let's go ahead and do that. Basically, you would just create a new blank message, and then you would start the message. So, for example, let's create an accounts receivable reminder for our customers. So we might do, Dear Sir, just wanted to let you know your account is 60 days past due. Please let me know if I can help. So obviously we'd probably type some more than that in there. All we have to do is basically highlight the item. We go back up to our quick parts feature, and we would just do Save Selection to Quick Part Gallery. This would allow me now then to name that. I'll name it AR Reminder Drew, and click OK. Now the next time we want to use that in Quick Parts, now we've got the AR Reminder Drew there, and by clicking that, we've automatically templated that email. So by using this feature, I would gather almost any of you could instantly save 5 to 10 minutes per day, and also ensure that your emails are better written and contain fewer errors. So now that we've templated some emails, let's move on to another very interesting feature in Outlook 2010, and that is the social connector. So does everybody use LinkedIn? Many of us know what a great tool LinkedIn can be to a business person. It's a business-focused and professional and lacks a lot of the fluff of Facebook for strictly business people. So LinkedIn can be a fantastic tool for sourcing potential new employees, for checking out the background and history of maybe a hot sales prospect, or keeping in touch with old colleagues, and watching industry trends so you can stay up to date with what's going on. However, LinkedIn can be a real hassle because if you aren't linked up with all these people we talked about, then you can't really harness the power of the network. And we're all so busy that we just don't always find the time to go to the LinkedIn site and manage our connections with our peers. So we're going to show you a real painless way today to build your social network right from your inbox. So what you want to do is you just want to Google Download Outlook Social Connector. Again, this only works on version 2010, but if you Google that, it'll be the very first link shown. It's a very simple install, and after installing it, you will simply enter your LinkedIn username and password to set it up. Facebook is also available too, but I like to keep my Outlook business focused, so I just use the LinkedIn connector. So after you've done that, basically just by simply clicking on an email in your inbox like I have here, So this is an email from Dave Cooper. I've never met Dave before, but you'll notice down here, this is the Outlook Social Connector spot right here. It's gone out to LinkedIn and automatically downloaded his picture. So I really like this feature because if I'm going out to meet a new prospect or something, I'll already know what they look like simply just from exchanging emails with them. If Dave is somebody I work with on a regular basis and I want to link up with him on LinkedIn, all I do is click the little add button here, and then you'll see on LinkedIn. Simply click on LinkedIn, and that's all there is to it. Dave has now received a LinkedIn request with me, and after he accepts it, we'll be fully linked up on LinkedIn. So I'd like to also show you what it looks like after somebody who you are already on LinkedIn with, and I've got this email here from Todd. So by clicking on Todd, you'll see the little LinkedIn icon is over here, which means we're already linked up on LinkedIn. So in addition to seeing his picture, I can also see his title, and then I can see any updates he's made on LinkedIn. So this helps me keep a little closer contact with Todd. I can know if he's maybe recently switched jobs, or maybe he's looking to hire somebody. He's made any other entries on LinkedIn. You'll see those appear right here. If Todd's got a link in any of his LinkedIn, you can simply click on that and see what content he's posted to LinkedIn. That's really all there is to it. By simply installing the Outlook Social Connector and sending LinkedIn requests, you can instantly build a LinkedIn network with hundreds or if not thousands of connections and really harness the power that tool has out there for everyone. So now that we've shown how to do the Outlook Social Connector and to manage our social networks, let's look at another feature called search folders. So we talked earlier how everyone just seems to get way too much email anymore, and keeping track of it's one thing, but then a lot of times finding email is another issue. So Outlook 2010 has another feature built in called search folders. And while the built-in search function works well, the search folder function can also be very helpful in finding emails. So what search folders do is allow you to define a virtual folder that can find and linked emails that may reside in other folders based on certain criteria, such as who sent the email to you, who the email was from, or even the subject lines may have certain words in it you want to search on. So let's show now how to set up a new search folder. So how we do that is we go up here to the Folders tab, and then we click New Search Folder. So for example, I've got a partner, his name is Phil, and maybe I want to set up a search folder that simply contains links to all of the emails I receive from Phil. So what I would do is I would do mail from specific people, and I would click the Choose button here, and I would choose Phil, click OK, and click OK again. So now I've instantly have a search folder from Phil. This will take 5 to 10 minutes really to populate the search folder, but what I have is another one here from another company I set up, or another coworker of mine I set up earlier from Michelle. So by simply clicking on that, it pulls up all emails to and from, or just from Michelle in this case, and it'll also show me which folder the email actually resides in. So here's an email from Michelle in my inbox. Here's one in a folder called Quotes. Here's one in various folders I have. So by using search folders, you can instantly find a lot of different views into your emails and cut down on the time it takes you to find emails from certain customers, from certain coworkers, or emails that even contain, like say example, the word project in them. All right. We've now kind of come to the end of our content. At this point, we can start taking questions from the group here. So let me check and see if we have any questions. All right, we have one question that came in. Do search folders take up a lot of space? And the answer really to that is no. The search folders really just contain a pointer or a reference to the actual email that already sits on your system. So it really will take up very little additional space than it would not to have a search folder at all. Oh, another question we've got here. Can you use quick steps to tie into calendar scheduling? I often get a lot of emails that often require a meeting with my coworkers. And yes, the answer to that is absolutely. So there's two ways to do that really. Let's see here. I got to remember exactly where it is. Let's go back to our demo emails here. Okay, so here's an email from Brady asking me if I want to come, let's see, come to a demo of their phone system. So let's say, for example, I want to go ahead and schedule that. You really wouldn't even need to use a quick steps for this. If you just highlight the message, and then you'll notice up here there's this meeting button to reply with a meeting. So what I can do is basically just click the meeting button. We'll click yes to this. And you'll notice it's created a new meeting request. It's filled in the sender of that message. It's put all the content down here in the message. It's set the subject. And basically I can just fill in the location and the time for the message and click send, and we'll automatically send a meeting for that. Now if you didn't want to use the meeting button and you wanted to maybe also do some additional tasks on that, you certainly could use a quick step. So to do that, let's see, we would create a new quick step. On with meeting. And for our action, we would do, let's see, that's, oh yeah, right here. So to create an appointment with the text of the message, and then say, for example, we could add a second step to also delete the message. So if I clicked there, now we've got respond with meeting here. And then now you see it deleted the message in the background, and then it's also put the content of the message there, and it's got the subject, and you can set the times and also handle that way. Okay, another question we've got, let's see here. Can you explain how to use the follow-up flag? I never really understood this. Okay, sure. That's not a feature I actually use much, but I do know somewhat how it works. So what the follow-up flag does is, say for example, I've got this email from Todd here on a new blog post. So you'll notice up here there's the follow-up flag. By hitting the down arrow, I can mark that message for follow-up today, tomorrow, next week, however I want that handled. So if I set a follow-up for tomorrow, you'll notice over here in my tasks, I've got this new blog post follow-up. You'll notice the date is set for tomorrow, and it's going to remind me tomorrow that I need to follow up on that item. If you do use this feature after you set it for a follow-up, what you'll want to do is hit the follow-up here, and then you can mark it as complete, and it'll remove it from your to-do list over here. Let's see, other questions. We've got this one asked twice. Is there a way to use mail merge data from Excel and email templates? That is a very good question. I have not personally done that. What I will do is I will research that, and I will follow up with an email letting you know if that's possible or not. Another question is, how does this sync with mobile devices? If you have a modern phone, an Apple iPhone or an Android or a Windows phone, anything we've done today will sync completely with your mobile devices using the Active Sync technology, so that shouldn't be a concern at all. Another question, are all the features of 2010 going to be available in Microsoft 365? Yes, everything we've shown here today is fully available in Microsoft Office 365. For those of you who aren't familiar with Microsoft Office 365, what that is it's a cloud-based version of Microsoft Exchange and Microsoft Outlook that a lot of businesses are going to. Let's see here, a few more questions. With threaded messaging, is it in order by most recent email sent? Can you change it to order by, for example, who sent an email in that thread? So there are a few ways to do that. So here, for example, is our threaded messaging example. And if you go to the view, there's this conversation settings feature here. And by, let's see, there's a couple different ways you can format that. It doesn't look like there's really any way to change that, but I can change how it's indented so you can kind of see the way that the message is flowed. But basically it really just sorts it from first to last in that way. I think that's it. We've come to the end of the questions. If anybody has any other questions that come up, feel free to email me. My email address is aembry@pltechnology.com. And let me flip back here so I can put that up. So we'll be sending out a recording of this event. Please pass it along to anyone who you think could benefit from the material. It will also be posted on our website at www.pltechnology.com. So we hope you enjoyed this session and look forward for you joining on future events. Our next Knowledge event is not a webinar, but rather a hands-on workshop on Microsoft Office 365. The workshop is designed more for owners or managers that want to get a hands-on demo of Office 365 to determine if it is right for their business. So we're holding sessions in both Lincoln and Omaha at the dates listed here on the webinar, October 10th at 10 a.m. in Omaha and October 12th at 10 a.m. in Lincoln. So if you're interested in any of these events, please feel free to visit our website at pltechnology.com/events or to contact me at aembry@pltechnology.com. So thank you again for your time today, and please enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.